Do you want a piece of me? Do you want a piece of rope? Do you want something maybe that I might tell you I'm just a joke? Do you want to kick me to the side? Do you want to say I'm wrong? Do you want me to say something about you strong? Do you want me to tell you I don't believe in you? Or do you want me to tell you that you're true? Do you believe in me like I believe in you, like I believe in me, believing in you? Or do you believe in nobody at all because I got nothing but love for you all? But if I say you are someone I want to be, then I can't tell you how I might be. Someone like you, someone like me, could be you, maybe one day it might be. See, when I'm wrong, I'm really wrong. But when I'm right, sometimes I'm right. Sometimes I'm good. Sometimes I'm great. Sometimes I just can't even say why. I could do anything in my mind. It tells me that I'm this great guy, that I'm someone who could be a treat, even someone who could even teach. Maybe even preach. Nah, that ain't me. I ain't gonna be a preacher. Maybe a teacher. Maybe someone who might say, I heard someone tell me this way. If you love God, if you love God, if you love God, it's okay. If you don't love Him, if you don't love Him, if you don't love Him, don't love Him away. Keep Him in sight, keep Him in sight, keep Him in sight, because it's all right. Because sometimes we lose a little bit of that love. We sometimes lose even that trust. Sometimes we lose what we think is us, but we don't lose how He made us. Because that love is what's inside. It's that thing that always survives. It's that thing we take our fuel for the next day when we renew after we sleep. And we feel blue when we go to bed, and then we're new. We're all feeling bright and wondering why. Why was that night so bad last night? And in the morning, we're like, okay. And then we're wondering, why is that way? Well, God tells me it might be because when we sleep, sometimes we take a peek into your little sleep, and we maybe take you for a little peek into the divine, into the other side. Just your soul, not just your life. We take you for a ride. That's why you sometimes dream that you fly. And when you're there, you're with your friends, all of them who lift your despair, who talk you up, who make you tough, who make you think that you weren't tough when they told you you couldn't be anything 'cause you were mean to you in your day, into your way of getting all grumpy and sad before you lay down your head. It might be that the souls you knew when you were free to be a soul that you would fly, that wouldn't cry, that wouldn't try to be anything less, 'cause you wouldn't test the boundaries of God, 'cause you were a soul, and you were a soul that believed in Him, a soul that didn't know any other thing. So when you sleep, when you take a peek into your world that might not be sleep, sometimes you'll think that you dream of things that you might say aren't your things. But if you're alive and you survive all of your trials and all of your stuff that makes you feel you might be weak, it isn't true that you're weak. See, when we don't know what it might be, that God might tell us that He sets us free, then maybe it's true that maybe we're free to make our own choices. And so we need a little bit of love, a little bit of life from the other side, so we revive, so we can say a little bit more that we love life like we love life. 'Cause life's a dream, life's a pleasure, life's something that we should treasure, life's something that we should say that we'll never leave before our day that we meet God and He greets us home, and we slide on in and we say we're home, and God says to us, wipe your feet, man, kick up your shoes, and let's take a little peek into your story, into the glory and all that stuff that you didn't like, the stuff that I watched, the stuff that I thought that maybe you wouldn't think I would watch. And I'll love you till the end of the stories. God tells me is true. No matter what, He'll be there to greet you. Greet me too when we slide home. And we'll say, man, that was a ride. That was one heck of a ride. That was a ride that I would love to live twice, maybe thrice, or maybe it was tough, maybe it was hard, maybe it was a life that we didn't love, but we still lived it because we loved God. And even if we didn't, we still loved life enough to live and not to die and not to give up before our time. And that's important for us to know that when we have time, that we can grow, when we can try, when we can believe that there's time for us to maybe not need to believe in that side that tells us we'll die because we can't do anything right. And if we write down our story, maybe talk or maybe sing or maybe say or maybe tell anyone that we think stinks at hearing stories, or maybe they think we can't tell stories, and that's okay. You can sing a song, you can sing it wrong, you can sing it right, any way you like. And when you sing it yours, it'll be yours to tell the story, any part. Because life's a glorious adventure of stories, from the smallest ones to the ones we thought were the greatest events that we could even say we never experienced any day. 'Cause it's God who says it's the little things that he loves treasuring above all things. Because he loves what we might say are those moments that just dismay. When we can see something that we don't quite get, and it's something that we don't regret. Having gone to sleep a little grumpy, a little sad, a little bit peeved. Having our sleep, having our fly in the divine sky. And then waking up renewed, feeling like friends, maybe something else had been with us, giving us comfort, giving us something, and something else that made us trust that life was worth a little bit more smile, a little bit more step, to staying out for a while, to stay a little longer, to live it longer, and try to go better, 'cause that's what's stronger. To just believe that life's worth the trip, that life's worth the ride, 'cause it's the trip of a lifetime for us and a lifetime for those who don't know what's true about the soul. The soul is with us the entire time. They get to be with us, and then when we survive and go back to God, it's the soul that takes us. And that's why God tells us we need to trust that if we live and then we don't die, and we have faith that God loves us, that he'll be there and he'll be square with us and tell us if we lifted his despair, that he might not say it that way is true, but he knows he loves us through and through. When we get there and we've lived our life and we've tried the hardest to live our life the best you can, no matter what, even if it's tough, it'll be okay. You'll get there.